That's right. Good evening there, Derry. Well, the natural gas pipeline that we're talking about here tonight is the Algonquin natural gas pipeline. It is already here. It's been here since the late 50s. But what the energy company wants to do is take the smaller pipe and build it up and make it a bigger pipe. But there were plenty of people in the building right here behind me tonight who are against it, and they spoke out.
This is our life. This is where we live. This is where my children are growing up. And I'm afraid.
And the community center here in Cortlandt is full of people who feel the same way. They're wearing red T-shirts and buttons opposing a plan by Spectra Energy Company to replace large sections of its 26-inch Algonquin natural gas pipeline with a 42-inch pipe. That pipeline is close to Indian Point Nuclear Power Plant.
You're just asking for trouble. A 42-inch pipe, and it, God forbid, it explodes. You can just see the devastation.
Now, there are union members who are here supporting the project, but other residents are speaking out against the proposal at a public hearing before the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. Residents are also concerned about health issues at staging areas that are going to be built near homes and a school to maintain and clean the pipe.
It emits radon, emits gases. These gases are going to be coming out in our communities, near our playing fields for our kids.
The threat is the possibility of the explosions because of the size of it and because of the pressure of it.
This map on Spectra's website shows the pipeline runs through Rockland, Westchester, and Putnam counties and continues to Boston. Spectra says it needs the larger pipeline to meet the growing demands for natural gas in New England and says residents here have nothing to fear.
Our pipeline has been in existence prior to Indian Point, and we have been operating safely in the region for 60 years.
Okay, so now the next step in all of this is that the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission is going to evaluate all the public input that it got tonight, and then will decide at some point in the near future whether or not this project is going to move forward. For now, that's the very latest from here. Derry, back to you in the studio.
Linda, thank you. Well, the commute for people who take the R train between Brooklyn and Lower Manhattan just got a bit shorter. For the first time in more than a year, our service was back on track today. The Montague Tunnel finally reopened after a year of repairs. It had been badly flooded during Superstorm Sandy. The massive project included installation of 11,000 feet of new track and 75,000 feet of power cable. The work wrapped up a month ahead of schedule and $60 million under budget.
That's a good surprise for once. All right, another Times Square brawl leading to the arrest of two costumed characters and a third man. The guy you see here appeared on Good Day just last month. Police say he was dressed as Batman Saturday night along with another guy dressed as Spider-Man. Police say that a third guy, a 22-year-old, picked a fight with them, and all three ended up being arrested, charged with assault. It's the latest in a series of fights over tips for posing for photographs with tourists. Some lawmakers now even calling for legislation to license and regulate the costumed characters.
Okay, calling all female drivers. Here's why the She Rides taxi service and the She Taxi app are on hold. It was supposed to launch today and would pair female passengers with female taxi drivers, but the company says it needs at least 500 women drivers before it can realistically start taking reservations. And right now, they've only got 100. The company will be activating its website tomorrow for info and recruitment.
For the first time in 7 years, smoking rates are going up in the city. The health department says 16% of New Yorkers now smoke. That amounts to more than 1 million adults, and it's also a 14% increase from just 2010. In response, you're going to see more anti-smoking ads around town as part of a campaign called Imagine for Life. No reason was given for the higher numbers, despite millions being spent on getting people to quit.
Well, just as the president promised, the U.S. has started expanding military operations in Iraq against the Islamic terrorist group ISIS.